when does real healing really begin? There's many people that believe that you have to work through something, gotta revisit your trauma, um, process the emotions, talk to therapists about it. And if you have been doing that, you might find that you're still trying to heal yourself. If that is you, today I have a different view upon these things. You know, first we gotta understand why the way I just gave you doesn't work. When we talk and focus upon the story of ourselves, let's imagine you had something in your childhood. Let's imagine Christine. And Christine was a bit overweight in her childhood, and she used to always get mocked for it. And now she got very bad self image, you know? And she wants to get rid of it. But all she does is talk about how bad she was treated, that she is just not comfortable. The more she does that, the more she reinforces that belief. The more she focuses upon that mocking. It can be anything. This is just a very little example. There are obviously things that are far more, you could say, heavy. But nonetheless, the more you keep talking about it, the more you keep beating that drum of pain and suffering and keep on insisting that it is there, the more it will reinforce itself. And today I have painted you something. I hope it looks the part. But we have these fields, our energy fields. And you have probably already heard about it if you are familiar with spirituality and metaphysics. That's your Taurus field. If that is really in there at the end of the day, I do not know, but it still works. Let's imagine you have that field and there are these clouds in here. You can see them. What's that? We have doubt, we have fear, we have problems, and story, right? And they keep lingering, these energies. You keep looking at them, you keep creating them, saying that they are there because you keep feeling it in your heart and you're putting it into your energy. You allow it to stay because you hold on to it, right? And this is the new self, right? The one that you really want to be, that has just very clear energy, no distortions, and he seems to be happy. How do we get from here, sorry, to there? And the answer is very simple. You might have already guessed it. We stop insisting on it. Now, that seems very easy, right? But in truth, life is much more easier than we believe it to be. Just these beliefs, they can also come from many societal programming. We believe that we have to believe in it. No, it was like that, and that is bad, and all of that. And when we stop labeling these things, when we stop insisting on us being broken, right? Broken. And when we keep stop tending to that energy of fear, problems, doubt, story, and we see it for what it really is, right? Just an energy in that field, and that field circulates. What if we just let these things circulate out? It's a rhythm. It may come back. And when you see, it's that story again. Do I want that? And then you make the shift. This is the part you have been looking for, maybe. It comes up, you see it, and you just stay aware. Is that what you still want to be? Is that what you still want to believe about yourself? Is that what you still want to buy into? And then you look at it. You might say no, or you just might perceive it. And you see it's really just that. The image, an emotion. And then you can let it go. And then your field starts cleaning up. You might take on meditation. Meditation is also very great for that. Not to heal yourself, although you can probably do that. But if you really meditate, you don't meditate to heal. You meditate to meditate in that free state of beingness, where your aura or your energy field, whatever you want to call it, is just free. That is just a result of that. And then you will become the new self. I have a joke prepared. The new self looks like that, but it can also look like that. Gotta put that joke in here. You might also look like that. When you're happy, everything seems to be greater. That jokes aside, I know what that's like. I have to be honest. Sometimes there are these things that are just they can be very stubborn. Because in a way, trauma can be real. Not to say that ain't real. But once we realize that what it truly is, right? Again, as I pointed out, we let it go. So, for you to take away the most out of this video, let me just repeat what we have learned today. First, we gotta realize that, alright, am I really just insisting upon myself being broken? Am I of the belief that the story is holding me back? What my parents have said, what happened to me? We gotta check that, Point 1. Point 2 is then seeing, okay, again, as I painted it on the picture, drew it, that alright, now what? It's just an emotion. It's really just that. We see it, okay? It comes up. Oh, it feels very uneasy, whatever. And then we see it and we let it go because it is allowed to leave. We do not identify with it anymore, And it takes getting used to, Practice. A practice, again, great for that is just connecting with your breath. You might breathe deep through your nose and out through your mouth to help you calm, If you have really a lot of stress that is happening within your system, then you might really do that. And then once we see that, we keep on going. And with time, things release, you know? Again, it might take a bit of the time. I don't want you to get it wrong and make it another process, but in a way it is, you know? It's a fine line. You'll probably get it. You know, if not, rewatch the video. Yeah. And then one day, you might have that even today, you know? It might be an instant release. You might see that and then not really bother with it anymore. There are these things when you really just see, okay, it was maybe just a story I told myself. And maybe it really didn't matter that much. And so you just close the chapter and let it go. And one day you might think about that again and wonder, okay, how did that ever hurt me? Right? That can happen as well. You know? So yeah. If you've liked this video, a little voice crack, feel free to leave a subscription down below. Let me know anything you want to ask. If you want help with this, feel free to reach out to me. Again, like, share, and subscribe. And I hope to see you next time. Be free, be healthy, and believe in the wellness that you already are. Because you deserve it. Thank you.